Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. How y'all doing? Howdy, kids? I'm Q, the Costa Rican coach of the Chicago Dragapults. We're finally back with another Generation 9 Pokemon Wi-Fi Draft League. We were invited to the WPF Delta Division, otherwise known as the first Wi-Fi season of the WPF. They've allegedly been running mad showdown leagues for the past 14 seasons, so I'm very hyped to be able to participate in their very first Wi-Fi league. Let me know in the comment section down below if you know what a Pokemon Draft League is. If you don't, listen, alright? It's basically where a group of people, usually between 10 and 16, unless you're in a league ran by Jack, then it's 75. We get together, we each draft Pokemon, we're the only ones that get that Pokemon. The Pokemon are on a board, and you can pick it, no one else picks it. You get Palafin, no one else gets Palafin. I think Palafin, no, it wasn't banned in this league. It's banned in a few other ones, but not in this one. But yeah, no one else is getting it. You get it. It's yours. They're on the team. You sign them to a contract. And then after the draft is over, we all battle week by week. At the end of the regular season, we tally, all the win-loss ratios. I think usually top like half of the league gets to go into playoffs. Then every game after that is win or go home. And then eventually you get to the finals. The top two teams go up against each other. Whoever wins is the champion. That's kind of it. It's very similar to like the NFL vibes and stuff like that. So if you guys didn't know, that was a quick rundown. We're going to be doing this on Wi-Fi, which is really fun. Shout out to the new timer that got introduced a few months ago, which made all this possible. Made so many Wi-Fi leagues want to start up again, and it's honestly just been a great time on YouTube for the draft league scene. So with that being said, this one had actually 16 coaches. I think we were picked number 8 or 9. I honestly don't remember. I could check real quick because I just don't do research. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We were at pick 8, so smack dab right in the middle, right where you don't want to be in a draft. I'm not gonna lie, the middle of the draft is a little bit, it's the worst. It's the worst spot to be in. I would much rather have been at the tail end or at the very beginning or somewhere not in 8. Like even 7 is a little bit better. No, it's not even. It's no any spot in the middle of the draft. It's just you're just having a bad time, but could also allow you to pick some lesser valued high tier mons that, you know what I mean, that other people would want to help solidify their team that you're going to take from them, which would be pretty funny. Who knows? But regardless, with the 8th pick in the draft, is this how the button that clicks? Boom, we get Amorous incarnate, brand new Pokemon. This Pokemon is very versatile with its offensive stats. Base 106 speed tier isn't anything to be ashamed of. It's really good, pretty fast. You can run some superpower strategies that we haven't actually been able to run in some Wi-Fi battles. You can do, it's very good in the special department with Moonblast, gets access to like Earth Power, Mystical Fire, really good. The only thing it doesn't get is U-turn, which kind of sucks. So it kind of like, all the other Genies don't get superpower. This is the only one that gets superpower, but it's also the only one that doesn't get U-turn. I really wanted this Pokemon because it's one of the most offensive fairies left in the game after I think Fluttermane got banned. Yeah, it's kind of one of the, I guess Iron Valiant's more of an offensive fairy, but still, it's not bad. Flying type, ground immunity, always good to have on the team. Very strong fairy type. Brand new Pokemon that I just wanted to try out, so that's why we ended up taking it. And then next, guys, we took a fan favorite of the channel, Big Boy Baxcalibur. Yes, sir, this Pokemon is so good. I've been talking about it in videos about drafting it for quite some time. We finally did it. Spoilers, cannot Terra Astralize this Baxcalibur. In this league, you only get one Terra Captain, and we ended up making that enamorus, which, I felt like our quote-unquote best Pokemon being able to Terra could only make it better. But yeah, Baxcalibur is really nice. You can Dragon Dance. You can just click your Dual Stab, Glaive Rush, Icicle Spear, or Icicle Crash. It gets access to Earthquake, which is very, very good coverage for the Steel types, and then also gets good priority in Ice Shard. Baxcalibur is such a threat. It can honestly just click Dragon Dance and sweep an entire team in certain matchups. Obviously not every matchup, but in certain matchups, it could literally just get away with just clicking D-Dance, winning the game. Kind of crazy. These two first picks are solidifying our Fairy Dragon Steel core. Just need a 3rd Steel, you know what I'm saying? Who would we pick 3rd? Probably. Steel type, wouldn't you know it? It's not Fortress. I know you see Fortress. Alright, we actually ended up picking Scizor. But after the draft was over, I had 0 hazard control. I had some hazards towards the end of the draft, but I not like super duper reliable hazards. And the team was actually extraordinarily weak to like Earthquake and stuff like that and fighting moves in general. So I ended up trading with one of the coaches in the grace period. I can't remember who the coach was. I really should. It was this guy next to CB. It was Thomas. We traded with Thomas. He wanted Scizor. I said, sure, give me Fortress. It's basically the same Pokemon, same typing, all that good stuff. But this Pokemon gets access to Stealth Rock, Spikes, T-Spikes. Doesn't get Sticky Webs, which is really unfortunate. Game Freak, hello. Give my man Sticky Webs. There's only 3 of them in the game. Gets momentum moves like Volt Switch, which is pretty nice. Very physically defensive. Can run Iron Defense, Body Press strats. Just a very strong defensive Pokemon. I wanted a Steel Resist on the team because our top 2 Mons were pretty weak to Steel and Rock. So while this doesn't resist Rock being a Steel type, it is neutral, and we're still pretty physically defensive. That I feel like you know, a Rock type move's not going to OHKO me unless it's like Choice Banded Head Smash from Arcanine, and maybe even then it doesn't. I don't know. I'll run that calc if we ever face one. But yeah, that's why I wanted this Pokemon. With the next pick though, it is kind of the main reason why I wanted to trade Scizor away, because we took another Steel type. Why did we do this? I'm gonna tell you why. It's Hisuian Gujar, baby. It's the goo. It's ready to just win a game for us. Look at this. It looks depressed, but trust me, it's ecstatic to be on the team. We talked about it in the locker room. She's ready to go. She's ready to Acid Spray. She's ready to Shelter Body Press. She's ready to click Flash Cannon Dragon Pulse after Acid Spraying. She's just ready. She's ready to go. This does actually solidify the Fairy Dragon Steel Core outside of Fortress, I suppose. We do have 2 dragons. Hey man, I don't make the rules. It's another Steel type, so resisting the Steel moves, not being weak to Dragon, not being weak to Fairy, just being weak to Fighting and Ground, which is pretty nice. And yeah, I don't know. I just really wanted to try it. We've used it on the channel a little bit in random Wi-Fi battles. I wanted to see how it could perform in draft. I'm very excited to use the goo. Up next, I think the team is still pretty weak to fighting types. I know we have a 4X resistant Enamorus, but I ended up taking one of the strongest fightings left on the board, Quavo. All right, guys, this is a Pokemon. This is a starter in the Paldea region, a beautiful water fighting type, Quavo. I just really, like I said, I really wanted a fighting type off the board. I didn't want to have to prep for one of them. This is one of the ones that were kind of very, very strong against my team. So I was like, sure, let's get our own Quackable. With its Moxie ability, after you get a KO, it can kind of just win a game almost. It has the same similar vibe of like Baxcalibur, but instead of Dragon Dancing, you get to knock something out and Dragon Dance all in the same turn. If you Aqua Step and get a KO, that's basically a Dragon Dance while also getting a KO. So it's kind of nice. That's kind of the main reason why I wanted it. It also, before I dropped Scizor, was my only Rapid Spinner, but then, you know, the homies were like, bro, you're not Rapid Spinning with Quackable. If you are, you're already kind of losing at that point. You probably shouldn't. So I was like, you know what, you're right. Let me talk to some people and try and get a Rapid Spinner. So we got one. But yeah, basically that's Quackable. Never used it before in draft. Every single draft league I ever see it in, it's always just dominating the league and kill leaders and just sweeping entire teams. It's insane. This was another honorary Terra Captain member, but I ultimately ended up giving it to Enamorus. You can only choose one, and I was like, I want to do the new Mon. I feel like a new Mon would just be better. More fun is the word I'm looking for in terms of making it a Terra Captain. But up next, I needed a Fighting Resist. Boom, Mesprit was born. Fighting Resist, Ground Immunity, very good type synergy with things like Gudra, to be specific, as well as the homie, Big Boy Bax. But yeah, gets the Levitate ability, gets access to the newly acquired move, Mystical Power, which if you don't know, it can miss. So don't be fooled. It can miss. But if you land, it's 90% accurate, so you're going to be landing most of the time. But if you land, you do get a +1 special attack rate. So that's pretty cool. Gets a lot of really good special coverage. Also gets momentum in U-turn, gets Stealth Rock. So a very strong Pokemon. Really good Psychic type. It's damn near, in terms of stat spread, a Mew. It's just its HP and speed are base 80, and then all the other ones are 105. So it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. I love Mesprit. Never really got to use it before in draft, so I'm pretty eager to see what it can provide for the team. Up next, this was a bit of a cope pick. All right, guys, I don't know why I took this. I'm going to be honest. I don't know why I took this Mon. I genuinely don't remember what I was thinking. The homies flamed me right after they saw me take it. We have 2 Genies. Don't call me CB Marcus. But we got 2 Genies. This Mon does get access to Nasty Plot, which is pretty cool. Bleak Wind Storm is the new move. It gets decent coverage in like Dark Pulse and Heat Wave. Also gets U-turn. So like, you know, not a bad Pokemon. It is currently the fastest Pokemon we have in our draft, base 111 speed, and wouldn't you know it, it remains the fastest Pokemon in our draft after the draft is over. A little bit of lacking on the speed tiers, but don't worry, that all gets solidified with the next pick being a Mousehold. I'm a family man, guys. This is also base 111 speed, so like I said earlier, didn't really have hazard control. At this point in the draft, it was default Scizor and Rapid Spin Quackable, both of which you never really want to run those moves on. So I thought, sure, give me Tidy Up Mousehold. Tidy Up is a very unique move in it. Only Mousehold has it, and it gets rid of everything. It gets rid of hazards, it gets rid of screens on both sides, it gets rid of hazards on both sides, but it also gives you a +1 attack and speed boost, which is really, really strong. If this Pokemon can tank a hit and tidy up, and there's no other priority on the team, on the opposing team, Wide Lens Population Bomb could just fuck around and sweep. I know I got swept by Population Wide Lens in PBA playoffs. Shout out to I cannot remember who my opponent was, but yeah, Mousehold's really strong. Another fighting weakness, but I felt like I had enough fighting resist on the team, and I'm not bringing. It's not like I'm bringing Mousehold every week. You know what I'm saying? If it has its matchup, that's when we'll bring it. It's not an every week kind of mon. But yeah, that's the mouse. That's the family. Up next, we got the homie Hisuian Quill Fish. In this slot, I actually really wanted over Quill, but I believe it got taken either a round before or like right before I got to choose. So very unfortunate. So I ended up taking Hisuian Quill Fish. Still gets access to spikes, gets T-spikes. Intimidate ability is pretty nice. Gets Swift Swim if for some reason I want to do some Rain Dance strats with Quill Fish for whatever reason. If I had Overquill, maybe. If I had Overquill, I was actually low-key going to get Pelipper, but it is what it is, you know what I mean? We can't go back. But it gets, I'm pretty sure, does this one get Bar Barrage too? I don't want to say something. I mean, maybe, I don't know. If it does, it does. I don't think it does. But, I mean, like, a man can dream. Does it? It does! Alright, it gets Bar Barrage, which is pretty nice. Signature move and all that. But yeah, I don't know. Needed a poison type, needed a dark type, a grounded poison type, meaning it can soak up the T-spikes that the opposition is spreading around the field, even though a lot of our guys don't really care about that stuff. But still, always good to have a dark type on the team. Even with the Eviolite, it's actually surprisingly tanky. So, you know what I mean? If someone's trying to underestimate my Quill Fish, trust, my man can take hits. Up next, we got what some might say is the shitter of the team. We got the homie Spider Operative Spidops. Guys, I'm a big Spidops fan. I'm not saying it's the best Pokemon in the game. What I'm saying is it's one of the Sticky Webs users in the game. And that, in and of itself, makes it a good team member. Alright, it's 2 points. Sticky Webs, Spikes, T-Spikes. Sign me up, brother. This Pokemon, if anything, will force at least a decent amount of prep in terms of they have to anticipate webs. They gotta. If they don't have like a really good spinner or a really good hazard control, your boy might just be spamming webs. Who knows? I got hazards for days on this team now, thanks to Spidops. It also gets access to moves like Circle Throw, which could just set up mons right in their tracks, I tell ya. And I don't know, I used this Pokemon in one league before and I thought it was really nice. Outside of this mon, every single mon on our team right now is absolutely brand new to us in terms of the draft league format. So I'm looking very much forward to using this team. And the last but not least, before we go into it, this was the full team. Instead of Fortress, we had Scizor. This was the full team. Then we hit Grace Period. We traded Scizor for Fortress. I realized, oh shit, your boy does not have a ground type. Mons can just Volt Switch for days on us. And you know, wouldn't you know it, boom. The homie right here, I think he was worth 5 points. I don't know why it says 99. But yeah, he was 99 points worth to our team because we had not a single electric type switch in, which is very unfortunate. I mean, we had 2 resists, but like no immunity. So like Volt Switch mons could just get momentum on our team very, very free, which I didn't like. You know what I'm saying? I just did not like that. Now, is this like the best ground type in the game? No, of course not. Like, if you don't get Garchomp, one of the Donphans, or one of the Landorus's, or maybe Hippo, you're not getting one of the best ground types. It's just that simple. There's not a whole lot of good ones. I love Palossand. I use him in 3v3s a lot. You know, Earth Power, Shadow Ball. It gets Hypnosis. Hello? It gets Hypnosis. So, you know, that could be fun. I mean, it's a ground type, guys. At the end of the day, it's a ground and a ghost type. 2 types we were missing. I kind of just wanted it. You know what I'm saying? It's a spin blocker, in theory. A lot of spinners. A lot of the spinners actually don't, like, do anything to this mon, now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, guys. Now, yeah, all of a sudden looks like a good pick now, huh? All of a sudden, it looks like it might be the team's MVP. Who would have fucking thought? Anyways, this is the team that we are going to be utilizing in the WPF Delta Wi-Fi Draft League, guys. If you have any nickname ideas, let me know in the comment section down below. Some other team changes you might be considering, because guys, I'm honestly up for suggestions, man. I'm open for suggestions. The team is not the best team I've ever drafted, but it's not the worst team I've ever drafted. I will say this, it looks fun. Without anything else, it looks fun. My top 6, I don't know, man. If I'm looking at that top 6, I'm a little scared. if I'm the other guy, thankfully I'm me, and I'm not scared. But if I'm the other guy, sheesh, bro. That top 6 kind of looking crazy. But with that being said, this is the team we are going to be using for the majority of the WPF Wi-Fi Season 1. Like I said, I may or may not do some free agency transactions. I don't really ever do free agency transactions like in draft. Like in terms of like the regular season, grace period is when I do it. So if I do end up doing it, don't be surprised, guys. Trust me, don't be surprised. But with that being said, I'm gonna get up out of here. Make sure you go check out all the coaches. Links to all their channels in the description down below, as long as they're uploading. I think this is upload required. I don't remember. And let me know in the comment section down below what mon you are most hyped to see us utilize in this Wi-Fi draft league. With that being said, I'm gonna get up out of here. If you all like what you saw and you saw what you like, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.